Welcome, it's Denome. This is a market update for the Bitcoin and crypto markets. And if you want to make money in this market, it's very good if you know what's happening with Bitcoin and crypto fundamentally. And it's very good to know where we are price-wise, so technical analysis as well. So that's what we are going to look at in this video. And if you could like this kind of content, make sure to actually like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let's actually get started. I do have one cool new tool that I want to show you guys that you can use for your own analysis as well in this video. So watch out for that. And then one of the coins that I did pick for 2024, it actually had a 50% pump to the upside. So very nice to actually show that in this video as well. So let's actually get started. So Bitcoin, when we take a look at the price here, some of the cool things are that we had this resistance line and it actually was broken to the upside. So now what I'm kind of expecting is some sort of base on top of this support line. What we may even do is we just continue the momentum to the all-time high level here. Then we have a pullback, maybe touch this base here, and then we have this continuous bull run going forward. Not sure if that's going to happen. There's a lot of talk about the recessions, but a recession doesn't mean a market crash. So those two things have to be separated. So for now, just fundamentally, I'm talking about Bitcoin going forward. There's not much hype, but there's a lot of institutional demand for Bitcoin. So that's the key driving force for Bitcoin price going upwards. And we have the Bitcoin halving coming in just 2 months. So Bitcoin halving, what it does, it breaks the inflation of Bitcoin in half. So after the halving date, the inflation of Bitcoin will be halved. So whenever that happens, it happens every 4 years. Bitcoin has had a very nice run up to the upside. So that's a supply shock that's going to happen. And the retail investors just aren't here yet. So that's one of the key factors. When the retail investors or when the ETFs start promoting the funds to the general public and general public gets interested in Bitcoin, that's basically when we have the mania phase. But we're not there yet. So that's very cool that we are looking in this market already. And we have broken through this resistance line, and now we're basically looking to flip it into support, and then the bull market can continue. What I'm looking for is not exactly Bitcoin. I'm looking at alts more than Bitcoin. That's my personal preference. I think there's more gains to be made in altcoins, but if you just run up with Bitcoin, that's an excellent strategy. But I want to open your mind a little bit for altcoins as well. And when we take a look at the momentum here, as you can see, we did break through. Doesn't matter how you draw it, this trend line here. Well, now it doesn't work, whatever. But you can see it doesn't matter. We broke through to the upside with the momentum, with the RSI indicator. So now the momentum is basically in our favor. So that's very good fundamentally speaking, or technically speaking as well. And fundamentally, let's first talk about the new tool here that I found, which is in BTree.com, where you can see the net flow or the cumulative held Bitcoin in all of the different funds, all the private funds and the ETF funds as well. So as you can see, the trend is just constant growth. So that's very cool to see that institutional investors want to have Bitcoin in their portfolio even before the retail investors are in here. So if we scroll downwards, you can see the amount of Bitcoin in each of the funds here, and you can see the Bitcoin or the dollar value in these different funds. And as you can see, there's just so many ETFs and funds in the market right now for Bitcoin. So that's very, very cool to see that you have this tool now that updates in real time. So this is very cool to actually use and see what the institutions are doing or what the ETFs are doing. And when we take a look at other fundamentals, first off, I like to look at the amount of Bitcoin in exchanges. This is basically, in my opinion, Bitcoin that people want to trade. When this is exiting exchanges, it means that people want to hold Bitcoin and not trade it. So when this is going downwards, this is fundamentally, in my opinion, good for Bitcoin demand. It's still going to the downside here, which is nice. And for ETF, for the Ethereum 2.0 staking, In my previous video, I said that this has been slowing down, but now as you can see, it is picking up speed again. So the amount of Ethereum that are staked on 2.0, when it grows, that's fundamentally very, very good, because that means that people trust in the long-term value of in Ethereum because they want to stake it. So this is very cool to see. And now with Ethereum, there's the talks of Ethereum having its own ETF launch. So that's why a lot of the focus is gonna be on Ethereum. So that's why I do believe Ethereum is gonna be probably even better than Bitcoin. And then basically all of these different charts here show the strength of the market right now. Not a lot of leverage. That's cool to see. Even the price is going high here. So that's very cool. We had the funding rates basically lowered here. We had a reset on the funding rates. That's cool. The only thing I'm a little bit worried is the net unrealized profit, basically showing how much of the supply of Bitcoin is in profit when it was last moved. And this is in the orange zone. In a bull market, it will go all the way up to red zone, so we still have ways to go. But obviously, it would have been best to buy Bitcoin in the blue zone here. So this is not the absolute worst time to be in the market, or to buy Bitcoin, but there were better times to buy Bitcoin as well. All in all of these are good. There's a higher hash rate for Bitcoin mining. What else? Not much to see here. Very, very good overall. And when we take a look at the Google Trends here, let's first take a look at Bitcoin here. And this is basically showing the retail investor interest, because the more people Google Bitcoin, that means they have more interest in Bitcoin. And right now we are looking at a number called 20. So 100 is the highest number. We have been here in 2017, and then Bitcoin had the most retail interest, basically. Now we're looking at a number 20, so I don't think the markets are in any shape or form overhyped or anything like that. So the retail investors aren't in the market yet, and when the retail investors come into the market, that's when altcoins have the highest run-up. So that's why I'm quite interested in altcoins. That hasn't happened yet. And based on the regions, it's of course interesting to see Nigeria here, El Salvador, which has made Bitcoin a legal tender, is number 2. Then we have Austria, Ghana, Netherlands. So one interesting thing to note here is that a lot of European countries are very interested in Bitcoin. That's interesting to see. Maybe something is happening in Europe that makes them want to invest in Bitcoin to store value. I don't know why or what could that be. Anyway, that's just interesting. And another thing I just want to point out for this video, it doesn't exactly relate to the point of this video, but before I was talking about USDT and the Tron network in my previous video. And USDT, some people were asking, where is it used? So when we take a look at it, you can see it's used in third world countries. So Laos, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Cuba, Myanmar, Pakistan, Philippines, Cameroon, Turkey, Ghana, Bangladesh, United Arab Emirates, Cyprus, Ethiopia, Hong Kong, Kenya, Nepal, Lebanon. Yeah, so this is basically where USDT is being used. So as these regions grow, if USDT is still being used here, I think that's fundamentally good for the chains that host USDT. That's one of the reasons why Tron network is basically pumping even now. It went higher from when I made the videos, as well as the protocol inside the Tron network that I was talking about, JST, has gone up about 10%, which is cool to see as well. But now let's just talk about the some of the altcoins out there. So the coin that had a 50% move just recently was the Selfkey. So it went all the way here to about 0.009 almost, and very, very cool pump. I took my profits, or some of my profits, out. I still have about 80% left in the coin here. I didn't exactly reach my sell zone here, unfortunately, but I do believe this is gonna have more moves to the upside, but I did take profits out. If it drops all the way back here, I will be buying more, but let's see if that happens or not. But very cool pump, very happy to see it. Market cap $40 million. Personally, I don't think it can reach $100 million market cap. Maybe it can, maybe not. But the reason it was pumping is it's a digital identity protocol. So if you've seen the AI becoming a thing, there's a lot of development there, and it's becoming crazy, even scary realistic what you can do with AI now. Even videos you can do with AI very realistically. So I think it was called Soda or Soma, or not 100% sure what the new thing that was just released yesterday, but you can make realistic looking videos and short clips with that AI already. So that's very, very interesting. So what we will need is some sort of proof of humanity, so some sort of digital identity. So Selfkey is just one project that deals with digital identity and having control over your own privacy through a cryptographic digital identity. So we will need eventually some sort of proof if something was created using AI of it is actually human generated content. And Selfkey kind of is in that sphere. So that's why I was invested in this. So as AI keeps growing, I do believe these digital identity projects will continue to grow. But personally, I do not believe in crypto AI projects. And that I want to emphasize, because crypto AI projects are focused on both crypto and AI. But these massive companies like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, and others, they're gonna just completely steamroll over the AI sphere. So the crypto projects will just lag behind. They will not have any relevance, in my opinion. But it makes a lot of sense to have digital identity on top of blockchain, because there you can verify and prove that somebody is a real person. So that's why I do believe digital identity projects will be much more interesting with blockchain technology than AI. So that's why I do believe fundamentally these kind of projects are very, very good. But overall, I think most of these projects will eventually pump. Arbitrum had a nice pump to the upside. Chainlink, of course, that I was talking about recently, had a nice pump from basically $15 to now it went to $22, where I sold a little bit of it. If we have a pullback on Link, I will be buying more. So that's basically where we are at with altcoins. But eventually, when the retail interest is here, then the altcoins will have their run-ups. But for now, focus is still on Bitcoin, and I do believe it is rotating over to Ethereum. So Ethereum still will be very, very interesting going forward, and then the other altcoins as well. Overall, it's just green overall everywhere, so that's cool to see as well. And I do believe we still have legs to go to the upside overall. So that's basically just a general market update for the video. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do see a crash. So I wouldn't go all in on the market, but I do think the market is not done yet, because the retail investors just aren't here yet either. So that's it for the market update. I hope you liked the video. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as join in the Discord group so we can continue to chat over there. Anyway, that's it for the video, and cheers and bye bye.